Like a car stuck in a narrow lane of tariffs, Tesla is facing a 25% import tax on components and a staggering 145% on imported vehicles, threatening to halt production, including the Model 2 and the Semi. If a way out isn't found soon, Tesla could lose billions in revenue and see its market leadership shaken. How can Elon Musk steer Tesla through this economic storm? Before we begin, please help us reach 4,600 subscribers. It'll be a huge motivation for us to continue bringing you great episodes about Tesla Model Q, Tesla EVs, and the latest news. How do tariffs affect Tesla's import of raw materials? High tariffs, up to 145% on products from China, are creating difficulties for major companies like Tesla and others in predicting costs and revenues. This directly impacts production expansion strategies and product pricing for models such as the Model 2, Optimus Gen 3, and Semi. As you know, in the modern electric vehicle industry, raw materials are not only essential inputs, but also determine the ability to scale production and maintain competitive pricing. For Tesla, a leading global electric vehicle company, reliance on imported materials such as lithium, nickel, cobalt, and graphite is unavoidable. These materials are not only scarce, but are also controlled by specific countries, making Tesla vulnerable to tariff fluctuations. As import tariffs rise, the cost of raw materials increases, causing a ripple effect throughout the entire supply chain and significantly affecting Tesla's goal of producing affordable electric vehicles. Dependence on imported materials is a strategic weakness, not just for Tesla but for the entire EV industry. To produce lithium-ion batteries, the most important component of electric vehicles, Tesla needs an average of 7 to 10 kilograms of lithium, 30 kilograms of nickel, and nearly 15 kilograms of cobalt for each vehicle. According to the International Energy Agency, IEA, the demand for lithium could increase 40-fold from 2020 to 2040, placing immense pressure on manufacturers. However, most of these mineral deposits are located in developing countries, while the refining and processing stages are almost entirely dominated by China. China currently dominates the raw material supply chain for the global electric vehicle industry. According to Reuters, the country processes 70% of lithium, 80% of cobalt, and nearly all of the graphite used in batteries. Notably, Tesla still uses synthetic graphite produced in China for vehicles such as the Model Y. This reliance on China exposes Tesla to double risks as trade tensions between the EU and China escalate. Every new round of tariffs not only increases input costs, but also threatens to disrupt the global supply chain. This has happened before, in 2019, when the Trump administration imposed tariffs of 10 to 25% on various components and materials imported from China. Tesla had to apply for tariff exemptions for many essential parts, including central control computers, chargers, and primary batteries. The most noticeable effect of tariffs is the increase in production costs. In an electric vehicle, the battery accounts for 30 to 40% of the total cost. A 20% increase in raw material prices can raise total production costs by $1,000 to $1,500 per vehicle. In addition, costs related to transportation, storage, and handling of raw materials also rise. Tesla was forced to raise the price of the Model Y in the US from $39,990 to over $47,000 in 18 months, partly due to soaring raw material costs. Although Tesla does not disclose the exact impact of tariffs, analysts agree that trade tariff policies play a significant role in preventing the company from maintaining its original target price levels. The increase in import tariffs on raw materials also hinders Tesla's long-term strategic goal to launch a budget-friendly electric vehicle under $25,000, commonly referred to as the Tesla Model 2 or Gen 3 Compact. To achieve this price point, Tesla needs a stable, low-cost supply chain that is mostly localized. However, this becomes difficult if strategic materials still have to be imported from high-tariff countries. Meanwhile, competitors like BYD from China benefit from near-complete localization of their supply chains, from lithium mining and cobalt refining to battery cell assembly. As a result, Chinese electric vehicles are increasingly competing fiercely in emerging markets thanks to their price advantage, something Tesla will struggle to maintain if it continues to be affected by import tariffs. Faced with these challenges, Tesla must implement a series of solutions to minimize risk. One prominent strategy is to sign direct contracts with mining companies such as Piedmont Lithium US and Liontown Resources Australia to ensure supply without the middleman from China. Tesla is also investing in a lithium refining plant in Texas, with an expected capacity of 50,000 tons per year. This strategic move will help the company reduce its reliance on China and avoid high tariffs when importing refined materials. Additionally, Tesla is shifting to using LFP batteries that do not contain cobalt and rely less on strategic materials that are heavily controlled. Furthermore, Tesla is increasing the degree of localization at its gigafactories. For example, Gigafactory Berlin is sourcing nickel from Germany and Poland to avoid the European Union's tariffs on materials imported from outside the bloc. In the US, Tesla is leveraging incentives from the Inflation Reduction Act (IRA) to avoid tariffs when using materials sourced from North America or countries with trade agreements with the US. However, these measures require time and significant investment, while tariffs may change suddenly due to geopolitical developments. The risk of a new trade war is becoming a looming concern. In early 2024, many experts warned that the US might impose additional tariffs on electric vehicles imported from China to protect the domestic industry. In turn, China could retaliate by imposing tariffs on electronic components, high-tech materials, and even electric vehicles exported from the US. In this context, Tesla, with its global production lines and customer base, could become the first victim. As it faces tariffs on both input materials and output products, Elon Musk will have to deal with a double-cost dilemma. Once again, please help us reach 4,600 subscribers. This is important for us to stay motivated. Thank you. Why are tariffs pushing Tesla to adjust its pricing? The rise in tariffs, particularly the 25% tax on imported auto parts and the steep 145% tariff on fully assembled vehicles, is creating significant pressure on Tesla's production costs. In the first quarter of 2025 alone, Tesla saw a surge of more than $3.2 billion in increased import costs, directly impacting the company's financial forecasts and pricing strategies. This increase in costs forces Tesla to consider adjusting its prices to maintain profitability. With tariffs escalating, Tesla, like many other companies, is facing the double challenge of rising input costs and the unpredictability of global supply chains. Many of Tesla's core components, such as battery cells and electric drivetrains, are sourced from regions like China, where tariffs are particularly high. This, combined with the tariffs on vehicles and parts from other key suppliers, is placing a huge strain on Tesla's cost structure. To absorb these increased costs without compromising profitability, Tesla has few options. It may need to raise the prices of its vehicles, especially high-end models like the Model S and Model X, where margins are higher. However, this could alienate customers, especially in the highly competitive EV market. As competitors like BYD, Rivian, and Lucid Motors ramp up their production, Tesla must tread carefully to avoid pricing itself out of the market. Tesla's pricing strategy has always been dynamic, responding quickly to changes in market conditions and production costs. With tariffs pushing up costs, Tesla may adjust prices for different models, applying price hikes more to high-margin vehicles while keeping popular, more affordable models, like the Model 3 and Model Y, at competitive price points. In the second quarter of 2025, analysts estimate that the cost of production for each vehicle could increase by $1,200 to $1,500 due to the new tariffs. To absorb this increase, Tesla might raise the price of higher-end models like the Model S and Model X by approximately 4 to 6%, which would add an extra $2,000 to $3,000 per vehicle. This would offset the cost rise while maintaining profitability, but it would also have to consider its market position against competitors. Tesla's ability to scale production in new factories like Giga Berlin and Giga Texas could also help mitigate the impact of tariffs. Larger production volumes at these facilities can lower unit costs, allowing Tesla to maintain competitive pricing even in the face of rising tariffs. Moreover, localizing production can reduce the reliance on imported components, decreasing the overall impact of tariffs. As of early 2025, Giga Berlin alone is projected to increase Tesla's European production by 100,000 vehicles annually, reducing the impact of tariffs in the region by approximately 12%. Another way Tesla may adjust is by leveraging its significant technological advantages. For example, Tesla's advanced battery technology could allow for more cost-effective production processes, offsetting the negative financial impact of tariffs. Tesla is working on scaling its new 4680 battery technology, which, once fully integrated into its production lines, could lower the cost of battery packs by up to 14% by 2026, further aiding in offsetting tariff impacts. The impact of tariffs on Tesla's profitability is substantial. If the company is unable to pass the increased costs onto consumers through price hikes, its profit margins could be squeezed. According to Tesla's most recent earnings report, the average cost of a vehicle has increased by around 7% due to supply chain disruptions and tariff increases. However, if Tesla doesn't adjust its pricing, its profit margins could be reduced by as much as 5 to 7% per vehicle in the near term, which translates to a potential loss of $2 billion in annual profits. That said, Tesla has a significant advantage over many competitors due to its robust production infrastructure. For instance, Giga Shanghai allows Tesla to produce vehicles locally in China, where tariffs on Chinese-made products are lower. This gives Tesla a pricing advantage in certain markets and helps preserve profitability even as production costs rise. As of Q1 2025, Giga Shanghai accounts for nearly 30% of Tesla's global production, helping to mitigate tariff impacts in markets like Europe and the US. Despite this advantage, competitors like BYD, who operate with lower manufacturing costs and fewer tariff barriers, are well positioned to capitalize on Tesla's pricing challenges. BYD's growing presence, particularly in the budget-friendly EV segment, could further erode Tesla's market share if its prices rise too quickly. BYD has already reduced its production costs by 8 to 10% annually, allowing it to sell vehicles at a lower price point, increasing its market share in Asia by 15% over the past year. The ultimate impact of tariff-driven price hikes will depend largely on how the market and consumers react. Tesla's vehicles are well regarded for their cutting-edge technology, performance, and brand appeal. However, if Tesla raises prices too much in response to tariffs, consumer demand could soften, particularly in the more price-sensitive segments of the market. Some industry analysts predict that a price increase of over $3,000 for the Model 3 or Model Y could lead to a 10% drop in demand, especially in markets like North America and Europe, where competition is fierce. For instance, while luxury models like the Cybertruck and Tesla Semi may be able to absorb higher price increases due to their unique features and niche demand, the more affordable Model 3 and Model Y will need to stay within a competitive range to maintain their appeal. Overpricing these mass-market vehicles could drive potential customers to rival automakers who can offer similar technology at a lower price. Rivian and Lucid Motors, for example, are investing heavily in scaling production while maintaining competitive pricing, which could directly impact Tesla's ability to retain customers in the affordable EV segment. Furthermore, consumer sentiment around EV pricing is evolving rapidly. With many new entrants in the market offering competitive models at more affordable prices, Tesla will need to keep an eye on its pricing strategy to avoid losing its customer base. Some analysts predict that a price increase of even $2,000 to $3,000 could cause Tesla to lose significant market share, especially when competitors like BYD and Rivian can offer attractive alternatives at lower price points. By Q4 2025, analysts expect Tesla's market share in the US to drop by 4 to 6% if it does not adjust its pricing strategy accordingly. We appreciate your contributions and hope you will have the most relaxing feelings after watching this video. If you did, please hit the like button and join the Techno Creator family by subscribing to our channel. And don't miss out on any of our awesome videos by hitting the bell icon. We value your feedback and your time. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you soon. Until then, stay safe and have fun.